Hey, YouTube, Instagram, podcast listeners. I wanted to talk about how my mother had this notebook. She had a lot of notebooks. She had a lot of things written on different places. She was always writing something. So my mom passed in 2022 from breast cancer. When my mom passed, people were always telling me stories about her. Your mom taught me how to do this. Your mom showed me how to do that. Your mom taught me how to tell time on a regular clock. It was all these different stories that people were saying about my mom. Now, my mother always felt like she didn't know enough about certain things. So, her not knowing enough about certain things meant that even if she wanted to start a business, she couldn't start a business because she didn't know enough about starting a business. But she was so talented. She was a seamstress. She could put things together by looking at the box. She didn't need the paper or anything. She would put it together just by looking at the box. Um, she could draw. She could do hair. She knew all these different things. She knew how to do all these different things. And she would take things apart and put things back together. If it was broken, she would take it apart and put it back together. So she knew all these different things, but she never felt smart enough to do any of the things that she thought of. My mother would think of things and she would have an idea, and a couple months later or a year or two later, somebody would do whatever it was that she thought of, and she wouldn't do it. Hey, Aaron, she wouldn't do it. Somebody else would do it later on. So she was brilliant in so many ways, but she didn't think she was. So she never did any of the stuff that she thought of. Like, there were so many things that would come on TV that she'd be like, I thought about that. And she would tell me different things, but she would never move on it. And then it came to her and kids. Like, kids loved her. Kids were always talking to my mother. They were always coming to my mother. Because I grew up in the projects, there was one girl. She would get mad at her mother and she would run away. And her mother would call my mom and be like, such and such ran away. And my mom would be like, all right, I'm gonna unlock the door, because she knew she was coming to my house. So my mother had all these gifts and talents and different things that she could do, but she never moved on them. Hey, Scott. So I came across one of her notebooks, one of her mini notebooks, and it only had 4 pages in there written in. So I guess it was like one of those notebooks that she just started writing in. And it read, two of the pages stuck out to me. Now, this is like the second time I found this notebook, and I thought I put it away with her stuff in my basement, but I I don't know, or maybe one of my kids moved it. I don't know. But it had 4 pages written in, and two of them, and one of them said, what good is a gift if you keep it to yourself? And as I kept reading, I was like, she had all these gifts, she was keeping to herself. And then the second part was, well, not the second part, but it wasn't long, but it was written out in a way that, because she's my mother, I understand where and what she was trying to write. And the next part was, deploy the gift by bringing it into effective action. And that example that she used for deploying the gift, she used the troops. And when they had the troops and they deploy the troops, they send them out and they're going on a certain mission and they have to do whatever it is that they have to do. So she used the troops as the example. And it made me think of this movie that I was watching, and they sent these troops to a certain place, and the troops were supposed to go there and do whatever it was that they were supposed to do, but they didn't do that. They ended up finding some abundance of white powder, because I can't say certain things, so I don't know, because I get flagged for saying silly things. So they found that, and I think they ended up burning it, or they did something to it. And the guy came and he was like, you can't be doing that. That's not what you're here for. That wasn't what you were here for. You were here to do whatever it was you were here to do, but you weren't here for that. So it was like after they did that, there was a whole bunch of problems after they did that, because they weren't supposed to do that. So when you're not walking in your gift and you're not sharing your gift the way you're supposed to be sharing your gift, a lot of things don't go the way you want them to go because you're not walking in that gift. You're not deploying that gift. You're not putting that gift out there for whoever. It doesn't even have to be, like right now I'm online. It doesn't even have to be online. Some people, their gift could be hospitality. They can be working in a hospital and being hospitality and going to talk to different people and giving people comfort. So, and then I'm getting a little ahead of myself, but the next part she put on there, you have a gift. You have a gift, but you have to be strategic about how that gift is brought forth. Then she went on to define certain words. Now she used deploy. Then she defined it after, and deploy, bring into effective action and utilize. And then she had the word effective, successful in producing a desired or intended result. So to make the most of your gift, you should deploy them, which means bring them into effective action so that they are successful in producing your desired or intended result. Because when you're given these gifts, they're not just for you. They're not just for your family members. They're not just for the people that are around you. And they are sometimes, but not all the time. In order to make the most of your gift, the gift you're not sharing, you have to put it out there. You have to start. Then the next part on her paper, because she had it broken up in different kind of ways. The next part on her paper, she had position and station. When you start whatever you're doing, you are supposed to be doing it. You're supposed to be somewhere, sometimes. Like sometimes it's like that moment where you're like, I know I need to go here. I need to go here. Or you have those moments where you're like, I don't need to go. I need to be somewhere else. I don't need to be there. So you're supposed to be doing it. It'll position you into your station. So position a particular way in which someone or something is placed or arranged. Station, put in or assigned. You were assigned a gift to a specific place for a particular purpose. So you're gonna have to be in that place for that purpose. So if you're hiding your gift, you're not in position. You're not fulfilling your assignment on earth. And then she had developed the gift. Okay, so what are we doing? We need to put the gift out there. How are we going to develop this gift? Under that, she had advance to promote the growth of or cause to grow and become more mature. To become more mature within our gifts, we have to develop them. We have to read, we have to practice. You may have to go take a class and learn something from someone besides, going to college or something like that. You might have to go learn something, take a course. As much as we can after we are deploying it, it becomes more advanced. So you have to put the gift out there, and you might not know exactly what to do all the time, but after a while, it gets to the point where, okay, I got to keep doing it because you keep going up steps. You're going to keep going up. So you can't deploy the gift if you're hiding it. And then I used to go to church. So the church used to always say your gift will make room for you. Your gift will make room for you. And there were certain people that in the church, they were great singers, but they didn't develop that gift to advance that gift, because even though you're a great singer, you can't read. You can't read notes. Even though you're a great singer, you don't know if you're an alto or a soprano. Like, you have to develop that gift and become better. There's some people now, when they first came out, they didn't sound that great. And now, as time went on, because they probably got singing lessons, or maybe they got some kind of auto tuning or whatever, they didn't sound how they sound now. So some people sound a lot better. So you have to start nurturing that gift. We know we possess the gift. The gift has to grow. when you start developing the gift, you have to build on it. The last part she had, where she was just putting out words like start to exist, experience, or possess, begin, erupt, break out. You have to get it out there. It has to, I'm not going to say it has to, because there's some people that die with their gifts. So if you know that you're supposed to be doing something and you're not doing it, you will die with that gift. So after that, she put happen to bring out the capabilities or possibilities of my gift. She wrote out gift, GIFT. I'm gonna say gifts because, like I was saying at the beginning, she knew how to do so many different things. And it was like crazy to me that she just thought she wasn't capable of other things when she did so many things. Like I hardly ever hear of people saying they put together uh anything just looking at the box, not opening paper, nothing, and just putting together. My mother would do that. So I feel like a lot of people, it's not just a gift. You have gifts. You have your main gifts, and then you have your subcategories. Like I used to work in a library. Like for a library, you have literature, but under those subcategories, you got fiction, nonfiction, you got science fiction, you got mystery, you got all these different things. So you got that main gift, and then you have to nurture that. And then after that, you nurture that other gift. The subcategories help to enhance that gift. So to bring out the capabilities or possibilities of our gifts to a more advanced and effective state. And then she had SNFPM, which stood for spiritually, naturally, financially, physically, and mentally. You have to stop hiding your gifts. You have to deploy the gift. And then you have to develop the gift. And you're always going to be developing the gift because it's your gift. You have to work at it. You have to grow it. So I just want to share with you guys what I found in my mother's notebook because not only was it definitely for her, but it was definitely for me. So I'll talk to you guys later.